Hey guys, Andrew here with DrewFit. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today's video topic is going to be from a question I got from a viewer a couple days ago on a video wanting me to address autoimmune conditions. So I'm going to share with you my viewpoint as to where they stem from, as well as some tips and pointers how to get your health back on track. But before I jump into that, as always, if you guys can please subscribe to my channel, like or share this video with somebody that can use this information, and also give me a follow on Instagram at DrewFit for more health tips. Now, when it comes to autoimmune conditions, I look at it from, a holistic standpoint. How can you take care of these issues with diet, with lifestyle, stuff like that, before jumping into the extremes of the medical community, to which, in my opinion, they like to play whack-a-mole with symptoms by, offering you a medication for this symptom and not really trying to get to the root cause. And in my opinion, the root cause of a lot of health issues, whether it's an autoimmune or if you're symptomatic or if you have other kind of diseases, is that there's certain bases that should be covered that are at the very base level of just diet and lifestyle and getting your health back on track and looking at it from a pro-metabolic approach, because what you come to find in old research is that thyroid health is closely related to autoimmune health as well. So they kind of go hand in hand, and you can look at it as what came first, the chicken or the egg. Was it the autoimmune condition that came first that led to a thyroid issue, or the thyroid issue that led into autoimmune? That's kind of, it's hearsay. It's not that big of a deal to identify which came first. I think you can address both issues at the same time to achieve your health. And I just put some notes here as it pertains to thyroid health and how it affects the immune system. Is that the consumption of polyunsaturated fatty acids, ever since the big ad campaign in the 50s, the consumption of those oils has just been increasing through the decades. And what we've seen is a major increase in a lot of health issues, a lot of diseases and stuff like that. So the PUFA, polyunsaturated fatty acids, inhibit the immune system, and they do so by stimulating certain stress hormones and thyroid dysregulation. And then when it comes to autoimmune conditions through a digestive standpoint, this happens when you have intestinal permeability, or leaky gut syndrome as they call it, which is essentially when the tight junctions, so you can think of the villi of the intestines kind of like intertwined like this, that when you're consuming too many foods or putting your body under a certain amount of stress, drinking coffee on an empty stomach, stuff like that, over time, this can lead to intestinal permeability, to where the villi of the stomach kind of leave lacerations, open up, and allow undigested particles into the bloodstream. And this will lead to your immune system kind of attacking itself, sending white blood cells to attack these foreign invaders in the bloodstream. And this creates that autoimmune reaction. And it can be what you'll notice first off, and I experienced this personally myself about 9 years ago, was that I noticed on a minute scale that I was experiencing a lot of food allergies to foods that I had been consuming my entire life, that now I was getting an allergic reaction to. I would get, from the digestive standpoint, bloating, constipation, kind of cramping in my stomach, all the way to allergy symptoms like tinnitus, ringing in my ears, stuffy nose, and even dizziness when I'd be consuming things like eggs or dairy, which can be problematic if you are dealing with, a compromised digestive system. So looking at it as a whole is, getting your thyroid health in check, at the same time getting your gut health in check. And these two things correlate with one another. And that's why I think when we look at autoimmune conditions, we have to address both of these things. And you can do so by fixing your diet, fixing your lifestyle, stuff like that, because stress does play a major role. Stresses of life can lead to these issues. Stresses of certain foods that you're eating can lead to these issues. And they kind of turn into a cascade of events. And it can either be just you're symptomatic all the way to a full-blown autoimmune condition. And it's at that point, I can't get in or speak on to why people experience majority major issues to where other people are just, light symptoms. But I think it has a lot to do with how compromised your thyroid is at that same time, because the thyroid helps regenerate cells and helps create a resilience to the stress that you're feeling from the autoimmune condition itself. So it kind of goes hand in hand. So if you have a compromised thyroid and a compromised digestive system, you're probably going to be worse off. So that's why I think it's very important to take care of both of these things at the same time. And I already explained, how the digestive system can be compromised, but what I would focus on if I were dealing with an autoimmune condition Number one for lifestyle is try to get stress regulated in your life. I don't think you'll make any progress if you're not taking care of stress in your life. And this can be from work stress to physical stress of just too much exercising to relationship stress, stuff like that. Getting that under control first and foremost will be most important. And then you can look at diet as well as being a key player when it comes to autoimmune conditions. Obviously, if your digestive system is compromised, you want foods that are going to be easy to digest, and you want to also rebuild the stomach lining as best as you can. And you can do so with things like daily bone broth. You can make pho is a great one because it does use a lot of bone broth and good healthy meats. So you're balancing the amino acid profile and getting foods that are going to, tighten up those junctions of the digestive system, and it's going to stop allowing this reaction of undigested particles into the bloodstream, creating that immune response. So really starting off with healing the gut is going to be key. And you can also do things like L-glutamine is great for intestinal permeability. Personally, I recommend colostrum. I think it is a great supplement to do on a daily basis. And then from there, when your stomach is starting to heal up, then we can focus on things that are going to impact the thyroid. And you should do this, kind of simultaneously. But good supplements, if you're a female, I highly recommend taking a progesterone supplement because this offsets a lot of the issues from polyunsaturated fatty acids, helping to lower estrogen because estrogen has been shown to be elevated in a lot of autoimmune conditions, which also leads to increased cortisol and kind of creating that stress response, turning into a cascade of events. So, progesterone is fantastic for women. In my opinion, if you're a male, pregnenolone with DHEA is fantastic. And then, a good diet, good supplement regimen, and taking care of your gut health is going to be the key players in the beginning stages, and then going from there, and addressing certain symptoms and issues. But I've talked a lot about, following a pro-metabolic approach. And if you're new to the pro-metabolic approach, I highly recommend Kate Deering's book, How to Heal Your Metabolism, is a fantastic place to start because it gives you a lot of good dietary advice, and also explanations as to why you want to be consuming certain foods to begin to heal. Because like I said, at the root cause, healing your metabolic rate and healing your thyroid and your digestive system will help the body heal, and will be a good starting place to go from there. And I'm not going to say it's going to heal absolutely everything, but it is probably the safest route from a base understanding. So I know this video is very wordy, and if you guys have any questions or comments, or if I missed anything, please ask a question below, and I'd love to get back to you. And we can revisit this topic as well and get more into depth on stuff. But essentially, when it comes to autoimmune conditions, I think thyroid health as well as digestive health kind of work and coincide with one another. And if one's compromised, I think it will shortly lead to the other one being compromised. So that's my explanation and my opinion on it. But if you guys can please subscribe to my channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys.